All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have a legendary hip-hop legend right here live on the line. We got Henji of Ice-T's Rhyme Syndicate right here, right now. How are you doing this evening?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Excited to spread the word. You know what I mean? Hip hop continues. You know, it just don't stop. It's always fresh. Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys, man.
Hey, I gotta say, I appreciate you as well, man, for just giving us a little bit of your time here this evening, man. I've been a fan of yourself, man, for a long time, man. I remember when you and your brother did form the Spin Masters, but I know we're going to be getting into that, man. I just wanted to say I've been a fan since those days, man, so it definitely is an honor.
Yeah, that's our young boy days. Appreciate it, man. We was excited and misdirected, really. We was directing ourselves, so that was the young days. We was over excited. That's dope, man. Rhyme Syndicate style.
But also, jumping right into this interview, man, because I know you're a very busy individual, so I'm not going to take too much of your time here this evening. But actually kicking things off, actually, with yourself and your brother, Evil E, where you guys actually teamed up to form the hip-hop duo, the Spin Masters. I was wondering, what actually made you guys decide to come together to just form this iconic duo? Because, of course, you guys are brothers, but what actually made you guys decide to venture into the industry together?
Well, we was in New York in Wheatsville Projects. That's where we came up. You know, we was born in Brooklyn. And our family's from Honduras, my mom and pop. So they came over to New York. We was born in projects. We was 17 years old, 16, 15. We was just rocking, listening to the Cold Crush Brothers, the Fantastic Five, Melly Mel and them, Shaw Rock, you know, all the old school rappers, Curtis Blow, King Son. We was listening to a lot of rappers, and we kind of reproduced it in the Brooklyn part of New York. And we brought that to Los Angeles. We were listening to their cassette tapes, actually, when they had cassettes, and it was distorted and everything. We just came to L.A., we relocated, we was cut masters in New York, but they didn't understand what cutting was when we got to L.A., so we changed it to the Spin Masters. So Evil and I, we came out here, we were DJing at the house in the projects together. That's how we put that together. And my man Anthony Griffin and myself, you know, we kind of gave Evil his name, DJ Evil Lee. So when we came out here, we hooked up with Ice. You know, we were kind of met Kid Frost, one of the first rappers out here, and we kind of rocked the Latino community, and then we wanted to see where the brothers was at, because we moved to Cudahy, California, right next to Cypress Hill, where Mellow Man Ace and Kid Frost, the two brothers, Mellow Man Ace and Sin Dog, the two brothers, Sin Dogs in Cypress Hill, they were on the other side of town, you know, checking us out. So we was rocking the Latino community, and we had to meet the brothers, and we went. Ice was rocking on the radio, introducing or doing a commercial for Uncle Jam's Army in Century City. It was Veterans Auditorium, so Evil Eye and my man Shaquille from Queens went over there. We met Ice. He was rocking on the stage, had the red leather suit on, doing his, you know, his rhyming and stuff like that. We said, let's hook up. So Ice came to the house with the group formerly known as Body Count, a couple of those members, and he was rocking at our house. Evil Eye was spinning and rhyming, and Ice was rhyming. And from there, we took it broad, like internationally. So that's how we met and came to Los Angeles and connected with Ice. That was the early 80s.
And also as well, in 91, yourself and your brother Evil E actually released the iconic album titled Brothers. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about the story and inspiration behind this album, because honestly, I always thought this album was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was, because we had Carlos Alomar do the record. Carlos Alomar did Fame and all kinds of, a lot of big pop records, you know, with Billy Idol. He did a lot of records. And we had Chic at the Good Times. They were doing the vocals, and it was signed to a major label, and the major label had more of an idea of putting us on the radio more in a sense. And we wasn't really there to really direct ourselves. It sounded good in the studio, but it was more so, you're right, before its time. It would have been better today because it has a lot of music in it, more so than hip-hop. At that time, as soon as our record came out, Cypress Hill came out with "Here Is Something You Can't Understand. I Could Just Kill a Man." Then hip-hop just changed, and Cube came out rather than stuff that you're hearing, like, let's say, Father MC and Heavy D. We were more like Busta Rhymes, more so, and on the radio, the record label was directing us towards radio when everything just changed all of a sudden when our record came out, like, I think 91, actually. So everything went to hard hip-hop, so our record was before its time. So, on that note.
And I gotta say as well, I do know when it comes to the Brothers album, the one major single off that project was actually Lil Trig. But the one song I always actually enjoyed was actually Who's That?
Yeah, that's fly. I was talking to the lady. I had a good time. We had a good time playing, man. We had fun. You know, we had a nice little budget. You know, Guy Siri was our manager. He manages U2 and, you know, Bono, Madonna. He signed Alanis Morissette, amongst other things. I was our guy. Guy Siri connected with Steve Rifkin, the owner of Loud Records, and then they went to Ruben Rodriguez that gave us a deal on Pendulum Records. So, yeah, man, they was directing us for big radio. But, yeah, we had a good time on those records, man.
And I do
all
know,
those whales involved.
and I do know you said, bro, you mentioned briefly about how you originally got connected with like Ice-T and the Rhyme Syndicate. But I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about the Rhyme Syndicate days, man, and just your time with that iconic group. Because a lot of people think NWA was first, but if I'm mistaken, the Rhyme Syndicate was definitely first.
I mean, yeah, it was Ice-T, myself, and Evil. We were there first, and then I said, let's put the syndicate together, you know what I mean? So we got a lot of cats from the Bronx that came through Africa Islam, Mick Benson. You know, we had Bronx Star Bob, Donald D. You know, we had a lot us, the Spin Masters. We had TDF with Crush and Tim Story. We had Muggs when he was in 783 before he was on Cypress Hill. We had Def Jeff. We had Dub C, Coolio, DJ Aladdin. We had Nat the Cat. We had Hijack from Europe. We had a lot of groups, man. Toddy T, you know, King T, DJ Pooh, The Licks. King T comes with The Licks. He found The Licks. Then plus more groups. Yeah, we were before NWA. NWA, they were doing the Wrecking Crew when we were first coming out, and then all of a sudden they became NWA when they hooked up with Easy. And we were kind of playing in the same dirt, but, you know, Ice is older than all of us, so he did 6 in the morning, and we all know that Boys in the Hood is a revision of 6 in the morning. Dre said that in the film, The Art of Rap, that we put together. So we officially was the first cats doing it. NWA did a different impact than us. I mean, they came, you know, it's just, we came out different. Dre is a genius, so his production skill speaks for itself. You know, he's one of the biggest guys in the game now. So Ice had different producers. We had dope producers, SLJ, DJ Aladdin, Africa Islam, you know, myself, DJ Ace. We had quite a few cool producers, but NWA took their stuff sonically, where Ice, his was more, let's say, mentally, in a sense, because Ice, right now, he's more so of a politician than anything else. You know, he spoke his way into being on television for 20-some years, from being a thief to a cop. So, you know, we got some shit going on.
And I got to say as well, he definitely does a phenomenal job as well on Law and Order, man. I'm definitely a fan. I actually watched that show just for Ice-T.
That's cool. I was there when he actually had the meeting with Mr. Dick Wolf, so I'm excited. I played a lot in the travel between Evil Lee and Ice-T. And Body Count. I was in the middle of everything, having a good time learning as a young man.
And when you said you were there, I got to touch base on that for a moment, because obviously, you know, Ice-T made that iconic song Cop Killer, and then, of course, now he's playing a cop on TV. Was this a role that he actually wanted to do, or did he willingly audition for it, or did his agent kind of call him and be like, hey, you know, we got an opportunity for you?
No, I said he met Marvin Van Peebles when they was in the bathroom, and then he heard Ice talking pimp shit, and then he said, oh, wow. Then he stepped to Ice and said, oh, you know, I would like you to be involved with, no, that was New Jack City. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about generally as far as, playing a cop. Yeah, that's the first time it came as playing. That's how that came upon. That's how he got the kind of introduction to becoming a cop on Law and Order, on that note. So, you know, the first one I was referring to is New Jack City with the Myra Van People. The other part, I'm not really too familiar, you know, so, but Ice did that, man.
And also, as well, in 1997, you actually had the opportunity to work alongside legendary West Coast hip-hop artist Spice One, where you actually did some production work on his The Black Bossolini album on the song Ballin'. I was wondering, how did yourself and Spice One get connected? And, of course, what was it like just doing production work for him?
I did Spice One records with my boy Bobby Rossavilla. He's Usher's music director, and he did a lot of records with Usher, and he got Janet Jackson at last year. We did those records. I got Spice One because I'm a friend of all of the Bay Area. We mess with the Bay Area. Those are our people. So Spice just gave me a holler and said, "Yo, let's do some records." I said, "All right, I got some beats. Let's make it happen." Or vice versa. That was so long ago. I just know we vibe anyway. We're cool the way it happened. I just, told him let's do it at Ice's house. I asked Ice. He said, cool. Ice's house, the crack house, we called it, the studio back in the days up on Sunset Plaza. So I brought Spice. I told Spice to come up, and Spice brought MC Bree and Yuck Mouth. So we did a couple of records up there and had a good time. Bobby Rossaville and I did the tracks. Yeah, Spice is a cool cat, man. He can rhyme his ass off. He was one of the top 3 in the Bay, in his day, back in the day.
And I gotta say, I definitely agree with that, man. You can never go wrong with Spice One. I also saw a video that just recently went viral as well of him actually putting his own spin on Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. I gotta say, you can definitely rap to any beat.
Yeah, he's crazy, Spice. Oh, boy.
And also as well, moving into the 2000s actually, in 2003, you actually did some amazing production work on the motion picture soundtrack for Tupac Resurrection movie on the song One Day at a Time, Eminem's version. I was wondering, what is the story behind this opportunity? And of course, what was it like being able to coordinate and work alongside Eminem and of course, Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur?
Well, Tupac was a friend of ours as well for a long time before before Death Row, when he was doing his stuff back in the days with Thug Life. So, we was connected, since day one. Then he was growing. Then I seen him out and about when he was doing his thing. He was doing his TV thing. I was rolling with Ice, and Ice was doing some couple of TV shows, and they both were co-hosting. And I just hit him up, said, "Y'all got some tracks?" He said, "Okay, let's check them out." He checked them out. My boy Jeeve and I did a couple of tracks, and I gave him a pack, Tupac, and from the pack he picked like 8 songs, and so I invited him also the same place where I invited Spice One up at Ice's house at the crack house. So he came up there, Tupac, he brought the Outlaws, and I had the track, the track's ready for him to spit on. So he smoking, chilling, hanging out. Of course, his mom directed me to him because it was hard to get to him because he was everywhere, but with family. So his mom is the one that really, connected the dots while I kept calling her because Tupac was all over the place. So, but then he came up the hill when we connected, and as I was saying, he did his verse and stuff. Ice had the George and Horse, Ice's manager, called Ice and said they had a deadline on body count, so we had to shut the studio down for a few. Pac said he'd be back because he was doing a movie anyway, so he said he'd come back and do the rest later. And 2 weeks after the fact, he went to Vegas and that incident happened. So I just was left with one verse and a different version of what M did. So after that, the states reached out to me and said, "Yo, we want to use that record." I said, "Okay, it's cool. Okay, that was good for me." I had no idea on how to use it because my man passed 2 weeks after the fact. So I was just fortunate for it to be on the soundtrack on his life. You know what I'm saying? And if for Eminem, they said that Eminem's going to do I mind if Eminem do the remix and what have you? I said, "Do I mind? Come on, what?" That was an opportunity for Jeeve and I. So M did the remix. He put Pac on the first. He did the second verse and the Outlaws on the third, and that was an Eminem production, M's version of the Tupac, One Day at a Time, which I named. So that's how that record came upon.
And I gotta say as well, like that song actually became an instant classic, man, because a lot of individuals still thoroughly enjoy that posthumous Tupac release, man. You guys definitely worked your guys' magic on that and made that amazing unfinished song just come to life, man. It definitely is a phenomenal song. When you just mentioned how the song wasn't even fully finished, and now just hearing that, going back and picturing that song in my head is like, wow, it just proves the producers in the music industry deserve much more credit than what they're currently getting, because you guys are the magic makers.
Yeah, and plus if there's a relationship there, it goes good. Look how it happened. It was no beef for anything. My man passed, and we had the jewels, and it was respectfully asked for, and then we got cut where we needed to get our cuts, and everything was gravy. So it's exciting, it's cool, man. Rest in peace, Pac. Wish he was still here. He'd be the man,
And also as well, the other group you were actually a part of is actually Latin Froze, where you guys actually had the opportunity to work on the video game soundtrack Tiger Woods PGA Tour '04 on the song Tiger Tribute. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that, and of course, what was it like just being able to work alongside EA Sports on this soundtrack for this? On the soundtrack for this particular video game.
Well, Dennis Deff and myself, Latin Froze, was a part of the Latin Froze. We rocked. A friend of ours told us to pull up, see if we like it, see if we wanted to be involved. And I said, Tiger Woods, no question. These opportunities, when it was falling like that, I was moving fast, man. So, and it did really well, man. We rocked it. So it was amazing. A great another amazing opportunity that I had back in the days. The studio was in Hollywood Boulevard. I forgot which goddamn producer called us. But yeah, man, that was great, man. That was a great experience, man. It did good. That was early. A lot of rappers weren't on no video games at the time, so that was early.
And if you don't mind me asking, man, like, did Tiger Woods ever actually reach out and actually, like, give you props on that song? Because you definitely paid homage to Tiger Woods on that particular song.
Nah, his people did, but he didn't. Tiger didn't. No, he didn't. I ain't gonna front. That would have been nice, man.
And also, yourself and Ice-T, you guys actually co-founded the amazing company Final Level Music. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about that company. And of course, what actually made yourself and Ice-T decide just to come together, aside from the Rhyme Syndicate, and just form this amazing company? Because you guys put on events, you guys put out music. Like, I mean, you guys do almost everything in the music industry with this amazing company.
Well, Ice is Final Level on Twitter, as you all know. His entertainment company is for the film, Final Level Entertainment, and the music is me. I actually asked Ice that I wanted to do a division of Final Level, but it is, you can look at it as an extension of the Rhyme Syndicate. These are the next generation. And we got Freddie DeMarco. He's Tookie Williams' nephew. He's Ice-T's protege from Watts, California. The boy spits lyrics, West Coast. That's Freddie DeMarco. He's dope. We got M. Taylor from Detroit, got that ghetto soul. These guys got nice features with cats like Jim Jones, Sada Baby, a bunch of other cats, Mozzie, and so on. And we got a Mexican cat named Namek. He's a monster. He got a record with 3 records, an EP with Battle Cat, DJ Battle Cat, the great West Coast. And one of the first singles has Inhale, a.k.a. Nate Dogg's son. Name is Inhale, and it's bang, it's muscle, D-Funk, and it's fly. Namek has lyrics. He won the Pop 106, a big station over here, the Freestyle Fridays. He took that. He's hot. We got Daniel Peter. He's a singer, producer. He's great. We got R&B. He's a monster. He's 25 years old, and we got a lot of surprises for you on that note. We got 6 CZs from the Midwest. 6 CZs, he's more so like a hustler. He got the hustler Midwest attitude, the dirty South. He's pretty dope. He got mad skills. We got Zayn. Zayn is one of the nephews from Force MD. He sings for them as well. He's like one of your modern day Force MD members now. He can sing his ass off. Like, how the Bard blows. That's how Zayn can get down right now. And we got Merkham's. Merkham's just did a record with in New York with Mano. It's pretty dope. And who else? Am I missing anybody? I'm not missing nobody, am I? Nah. And we got the Art of Rap. We do Art of Rap Fest, ran by Mickey Benson. So there's a bunch of shows around the nation that Ice does. Calls a lot of our friends, the Art of Rap from the film. That's the tour. And I'm doing the Art of Rap Latinos, the Latin version of the Art of Rap. Just, how the Latino side get out. But they don't have to speak Spanish, just a Latino descendant. So I'm doing that. That's the Art of Rap Latino. Doing that. That's what we're doing, the divisions of the Final Level. It's a company, entertainment company. I manage it, and Ice is the pilot, the captain of the ship, then it's me. And then it's our soldiers, Ice is doing the Body Count album as well. He's writing it right now for the next album. So Body Count got a Grammy on it. Body Count is a rock and roll group that Ice-T has, for those that don't know. And back in the days, they were looking at him kind of crazy in the hood, saying, why is he doing rock and roll? And then my man, years after the fact, like almost 2 decades, he wins a together. So that's what our crew is made of. We just, make it happen.
And I just gotta say, man, that Grammy, in my honest opinion, is long overdue. Ice-T deserved a Grammy years before that, man, but I'm just glad he actually got what he truly deserved that year and actually received a Grammy.
Yeah, he works hard, man, every day, man, every day. He taught us to hustle like that, to wake our asses up early in the morning and go get it. Because there's nobody going to give it to you. It's not that easy, so got to work. Just get it.
But I have to ask, what is next for yourself, Hen G, as an artist? Like, I know we touched base on Art of Rap and, of course, Art of Rap Latino and all the stuff you guys got going on with your companies, but what is next for yourself as an artist? Like, is there anything we happen to miss during tonight's broadcast? Anything else you do still want to talk about or promote? What we still got you here live on the Canadian FM dial this evening?
Well, final level music is where I'm at right now. Everything's going to go underneath that umbrella. So much things that's happening, but it's just overwhelming at the time, so I'm just putting it underneath an umbrella, and I'm more so of a personality within this hip-hop culture, knowing where it came from, and just, directing our youngsters right now. It's just too much going on for me to jump in and grab the mic. I get more excited on other people getting it, so me teaching them the direction on how to make it happen, not make the mistakes that we made. Because when we were coming up, it wasn't really a business. We were brand new, and the business were just getting put together, and they were making new laws. So now there's a lot of stuff. There's social media. There's more that could be done than our time. So I'm just capitalizing on all these new opportunities and knowing what to look for online, knowing what road to walk down. So those members and those artists that I shared with you, I'm just showing them the way to go. And, so hopefully we'll have the same run that Death Row had and the same road that Rock Nation had, the same road that Def Jam had, because we're moving fast and we got a lot of good action going on. Good music, good associates, so good team.
And also, as well, Henry, this is the time to interview quickly that I give a chance for the individual that does slide into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give, shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to, but most of all, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything you got going on if they're not already doing so.
Okay, you can find me at HENGEE Garcia on the Google, and you see everything. HENGEE Garcia, Hen G Garcia. And the company is finallevelmusic.com. You see all the artists I just mentioned and the stuff that we've done and what we're doing. So that's where it is, HENGEE Garcia.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, Henji, thank you so much, man, for just taking a little bit of your time here this evening and sliding into my radio station airwaves. It was definitely an honor, man, and definitely a privilege, but also, thank you for years of monumental music and, of course, production work as well, man. Honestly, you helped give birth to so many legendary projects, so for that, thank you so much.
I appreciate the love. I appreciate the recognition, and we need more stations like you, because there's a lot of these cats now just looking at what's going on today, not even really, trying to even figure out what the root of it was. So from all the hip-hop icons, myself and my family, appreciate you guys. Don't stop.
Hey, man, I ain't going to stop until the wheels fall off, man. I got to say, me personally, I love preserving hip-hop, man, because at the end of the day, just one day both of us aren't going to be here, but these interviews, I'm going to make damn sure they live on. So people are going to know these interviews whenever we're both unfortunately gone.
Definitely. You should do some visual ones too, bro. I mean, it's not that hard. I see you interview a lot of my friends. I mean, just get on the visual ones, man. It's kind of fly.
I got to say, I definitely try my best to do the videos. It might sound weird to say because I interview a lot of famous people, but I have some weird social anxiety, man, on the video. I don't really know what to do with my hands, and I'm just being honest. I have some weird social anxiety. On the phone, I'm fine, but video, I don't know. I feel awkward, if that makes sense.
So just don't show yourself, bro. Just be behind some, a cloth or something. Be the mystery man and just ask the questions. The other ones won't, it'll go viral or something. Just have a good time. That's all. You ain't got to show yourself. You can show the other person. The other person adds value because that's a celebrity host. And you can play in the background like what I'm doing.
I gotta say, that sounds like a pretty darn good idea, man. I definitely will look into actually setting that up. But I got to say, first and foremost, Hen, thank you so much, man. And I'm pretty sure down the line we definitely shall talk again soon. But for now, definitely have yourself a phenomenal weekend.
Okay, you too, brother. And I see you, the Monster. You interviewed the Monster. He's Syndicate. That's my man, Godfather, a.k.a. the Monster. I've seen that interview. Much shout out.
Most definitely.
Thank you, man.
You're most certainly welcome, Henji. Thank you so much again.
Okay, my man. You good looking out.